So you have this vision for yourself where you speak excellent English. You know you want to put in the work to really master the language. You know you have this long-term goal. But in the day-to-day, you feel bored, you find this challenging, you don't feel like you're good enough to speak really good English, and now you feel like giving up. If you've experienced this before or are experiencing this right now, this episode is for you. Hi, it's Anita here. Welcome back to my channel. It's so good to see you here. This is the place to be for non-native English speakers who want to stay inspired and become more confident. So when we embark on the journey of learning something new, we normally start with so much passion, enthusiasm, but as time goes by, slowly you get more and more discouraged and unmotivated. I've recently experienced this myself. I mentioned this in the previous video. The last couple of weeks, I knew I wanted to make videos, or I should have been making videos, but I just couldn't find the motivation to do it. And then I beat myself up for not having the motivation to work on my channel. And the more I beat myself up, the more unmotivated I became, and then I beat myself up even more for feeling unmotivated. And it was just a slippery slope from there where literally nothing got done. But eventually I did get myself out of the funk, and I thought I'd share with you the tips and strategies I use to get myself back on track and stay motivated. I've been applying those tips for 2-3 weeks now, and I'm proud to say I've been able to stay consistent. Otherwise, you probably would have had to wait even longer for this video. So anyways, all it takes is just a little bit of adjustment in the way we look at the situation. Well, tip number 1, embrace the feeling and get curious. I can't begin to tell you how important it is to just stop and give ourselves permission to feel defeated, frustrated, discouraged, unmotivated. I mean, we're now outside our comfort zone. We're doing something new for the first time. Of course, there's going to be moments of discomfort and discouragement. And I think it's just so naive for us to think that we won't be met with any challenges at all when we pursue a goal. Because the truth is, any goal that is actually worth pursuing comes with its own set of challenges, and there's nothing wrong with that. It took me a while to realize this, but it's really just part of the experience. Well, if anything, feeling unmotivated and discouraged is actually feedback. It's feedback that tells us what we need to adjust and what the next best course of action is. So give yourself permission to sit with the feeling, feel it, face it, and embrace it instead of denying it. The answer really lies in your own feeling, I'm telling you. So just relax a little bit, get curious about why you're feeling this way. It's only when you stop judging yourself for feeling a certain way when you get an honest answer from your inner self. I know it's starting to sound super philosophical. Anyways, so take your time to find out why you're feeling this way, and when you do that, the real answer will start bubbling up to the surface. And once you've reflected on the real reasons why you're not feeling it, then you will be able to act upon it with the most appropriate action. So for example, maybe the real reason why you feel unmotivated is because you set out to learn 500 new vocabulary a day, and after a while you realize it's simply not sustainable, it's simply not possible. So what that tells you is maybe you need to set yourself a smaller goal, or maybe you feel like you're not getting any feedback, and because you have no one to practice with. And I mean, that can be pretty demotivating too. So what that tells you is probably you need to get yourself an English coach. Okay, tip number 2, find your reason why. Learning English is a means to reach your goals. So why do you want to learn English? What are your true goals? What are some of the things you want for yourself that you know you need English for? Do you want to study overseas? Do you want to make friends with people from all over the world? Do you want to form deep and meaningful friendship with native speakers? Do you want to get a better job that requires you to speak better English? Or are you just so passionate about the language so you want to get better at this so you can teach other people? If you're not clear about why you're doing it, you don't have a strong reason why, it's gonna start feeling like a chore, a burden that's simply not your top priority. Oops, my lunch is ready, pizza's ready! Okay, let's try this again. Alright. So where was I? Yeah, so I was just talking about you need to be clear about why you're doing it, because if you don't have a strong enough reason why, it's gonna start feeling like a chore, a burden that's simply not your top priority. And if it's not your top priority, you will stop. So you gotta dig deep and find the real reason why you want to master the language so badly. Because if you don't have a strong enough reason, then your goals are just words on paper. And if the reason is not strong enough, those things simply won't happen. Hi, are you enjoying the video so far? If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and smash the subscribe button if you haven't already, so YouTube knows it's a good video that's worth sharing. Okay, let's go back to the video now. Okay. Tip number 3, make it sustainable. It's easy for us to get all excited about it when we first start learning something new. We spend 12 hours learning English every single day. Maybe not, that sounds a little bit too much. Well, I spent 12 hours a day on weekends, a couple of weekends in a row, just to learn the ins and outs of video production and editing when I first started my channel. And let me tell you, I loved it, every single minute of it. But if we're being honest here, is this really sustainable? Let's get real here. Well, I always have 12 hours to spare to work on my channel every single weekend. No, of course not. I've got other things to do as well. I don't always have the luxury to do nothing other than working on my channel. And when that happens, you realize that you set out to do what you set out to do in the beginning started to seem impossible to sustain. Life gets in the way. You can now spare 3 hours to learn, and you get busier, now 1 hour, and you're now comparing the amount of time you get to spend now to the amount of time you had when you first started. And of course, you will feel like you're not reaching your goals and therefore feel defeated and frustrated and unmotivated because it's simply not sustainable. This is when you gotta remind yourself to keep it small, sustain it, because here the idea is to do it for the long run. Your goal is to become, okay, let's say if your goal is to become more confident in speaking and you don't have time to practice a conversation topic today, then at least listen to a podcast about how to become more confident in speaking while you're cooking or doing your laundry, and consider your goal achieved for the day. Redefine what achieving your goal looks like and be flexible about it as well. The things you do every day to achieve your goal may look different, but it's totally fine as long as you are taking small steps every single day towards achieving your goal. A little bit of something is always better than nothing. So dream big but focus small every single day. It's not all or nothing. Remember, you're doing it for the long run. Now I'm curious, I want you to scroll down and let me know in the comments below what's the real reason why you want to become fluent or keep on improving your English. Share in the comments below. I'm looking forward to reading your comments because it's so good to get to know you better and to know what motivates you so we can keep each other motivated. Thank you so much for watching today. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, join the family. I'd love to have you on board. That's all for today. Until next time. Bye.